J-Drone here. This is my monster Aosenma, and we are going to do a flight test on this. As you can see, my controller, the left two lights are for your GPS. They are still lit. That means the quad in the controller does not have GPS. We are going to take off. My left switch is on the 1 position. My right switch is on the 1 position. Therefore, I'm basically flying this in manual. There is very little to any assist on this. When the GPS kicks in, it's not going to lock because I have that left switch on 1. You must have it on 2 and the right on 1 for it to work. It's a little range test for you here. Keep your eye on it. The reason I'm doing this is because I've recently acquired 2 bugs. I bought both of them off of Amazon. I have a blue one and I have a black one, and I'm absolutely in love with them. The Aosenma is my #1 bird. The bugs is creeping up on that #1 spot. It's actually tied for the #1 spot. So I gave the bugs a raw test. I gave it a raw test yesterday. There was very little wind, unlike today, as you can hear. Dealing with wind, and it was also just carrying a camera like this is carrying. I didn't have the Walker gimbal on it, which I've had on this. I've also put it on the bugs. It was a raw test. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing a raw test. We're checking out range. We're checking out flyability. We're checking out time. Now, yesterday the bugs had a time of around 10 minutes with no wind, carrying an action camera. Today we are using the Aosenma in high wind, and we are also carrying an action camera and flying the same type of style. We're not baby flying, we're full throttle, pushing it up high in altitude, fighting the wind and whatnot, and we're gonna see what type of time we get. Here it comes. Aosenma is a bad bird. It does have a little bit more weight to the bugs as far as I can tell. I'm not sure, I haven't put it on a scale or anything, but literally just by picking up one or the other, seems that the Aosenma has a little bit more weight. And the bodies, though, I believe the bugs has a more durable body than the Aosenma. Just putting it out there, trying to be completely fair here with the comparisons. As you can see, the Aosenma, it has no trouble with this wind. I'm able to fly it the way I want to. I'm able to fly it up high in altitude and not have to worry about it. I'm dealing with about a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I have had it out in heavier wind than this, so I know I have no issues with it. The bugs I've had right under 20-mile-an-hour wind. The Aosenma, I think I've had like around 16 to 17-mile-an-hour wind. So they're both wind eaters. They're both definitely wind eaters, and they're both altitude climbers. Both of these like to climb up high in altitude and play in the sky. Again, like with the bugs, I didn't incorporate any type of video that was recorded. I do have the video that was recorded from the cameras, and eventually I will make a video for the bugs and for the Aosenma of these 2 flights. I'm not deleting that footage. I might even integrate it with a little hat cam and then some video from the camera and then back to hat cam and whatnot. You can see the trees shaking, no joke. It's windy out here, and here comes the Aosenma. I really like this bird. And again, we are flying no features right now. Absolutely no features, full fly, no GPS. This is just raw flight right here. I am going to turn the GPS on just to show you why, I don't know, why maybe the Aosenma is still top. I mean, I say they're tied for first, but I think the Aosenma, they're both at that first place mark, but I think the Aosenma is just a little bit taller than the bugs on my favorite drones list here. And as you can see here, I'm gonna tilt my head down here. I'm gonna flip that toggle switch up down to the #2 spot, and we're gonna put this in GPS, and we're gonna show you, bam, GPS hold works. All the lights are off on my controller. It did climb a little bit in altitude, but I think that's because it's fighting it. As you can see, the Aosenma is tilting to the right when it's sitting stationary because it's trying to stay in the same position, but it's trying to fight the wind that's blowing right, so actually it's tilting left. Bam, GPS hold definitely works. So bugs versus Aosenma. This battle's gonna go on for a while. I don't know if I'm ever gonna solve it, but that's one thing the Aosenma has that the Bugs doesn't, is features. As far as flyability, I don't know. I really don't know. Unless I get something to determine speed, to see which one's flying faster. And again, way out there, all the lights are not lit. They're all out. GPS hold works. Altitude hold works. Unless I get something to judge speed, I honestly say that these two are very close to one another. The Bugs, I do believe, has a little bit tighter pitch rate, so it may ascend and descend a little bit quicker than the Aosenma, especially when the Aosenma's in, and again, it just sits there. Cool feature to have, especially on a drone under $200. I mean, high retail is about like $250 on these. I flip them for less than that. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one because we have very similar drones but very different drones. They're both brushless. They're both close to the same price range. We're way up there and it's sitting now. They're both close price range. Aosenma is definitely a little bit more than the Bugs. Size, they're comparable in size too. They both essentially come with the same type of action camera holder, and they both can lift the wall carry gimbal. There's a lot of similarities, and the Aosenma just has a lot of features. I don't know if that's going to keep it in my #1 spot. It might. That might be the deciding factor that, okay, here's the Bugs. It definitely has a little bit better pitching, a little bit better durability. The flight time is actually a little bit less. I can tell you that right now. We got close to a 13-minute flight time in high wind, flying all types of crazy here. When the Bugs yesterday in no wind, flying all types of crazy, in there you can see it's holding. Bugs in no wind, flying all types of crazy, got about 10 minutes. So the Aosenma definitely beats it on time in aggressive flight. So I don't know. It's definitely a toss-up. If you're going for the cheapest, more bang for your buck, less features, the Bugs has it. If you're going for a cheap GPS drone, obviously the Bugs don't have it. They do have a Bugs, I believe, that they're coming out with that is GPS. I don't have that in my hands. I can't compare it to the Aosenma because, again, I don't have it in my hands. This is what I have in my hands right now. And as you can see, keep your eyes on it. This thing has range out the wazoo. Just like the Bugs, it has range out the wazoo. My eyes can see, hypothetically, about 1,000 feet easy without losing the bird, and I've confirmed that with an altimeter. These both can hit that 1,000-foot mark. I'm confident they can go way past that, but I'm not doing that because I don't want to lose the drone itself. I'm not flying FPV, I'm flying by sight. But the Aosenma, have a look-see. I mean, this bird likes to fly. So there you go. It's sitting again, and you can see that tree when I drop the controller is shaking. We're dealing with wind here, and GPS hold with wind is having the drone work more. So what type of flight time would the Aosenma get? What type of flight time would the Aosenma get flying it the way I am in no wind? Might hit the 15 to 17 minute mark. I've seen people rate it at a 20-minute mark. I've never gotten a 20-minute mark with the Aosenma, but I've generally been carrying stuff or flying pretty hardcore. So I have hit that 15 to 16 minute mark several times. But that was with aftermarket camera holder and camera on it, and flying a little bit of wind. If I could get this on a stale day like it did the Bugs yesterday, who knows? Maybe we'll hit that 20-minute mark. But as far as the Bugs goes, yesterday was pretty stale. And by stale, I mean no wind, very dry day, very perfect flying conditions. And it only hit about 10 minutes. So if you cruise with the Bugs, you could probably hit the 12 to 13 minute mark. But if you're going to fly it, you're probably only going to get that 10-minute mark. As you can see, I'm flying this. I'm not flying into the clouds. I'm not real reckless. I'm definitely taking it up high in altitude just to test it for you guys, just to show you guys that this is a flyer. batteries on these. Batteries take a little while to charge. I would suggest grabbing extra batteries or grabbing a top-of-the-line charger that you're not dealing with the stock one that's going to take an hour and a half to 2 hours. I think even 2.5 hour mark might be pushed if you got low voltage coming out of your wall. But again, that's what this has that the bugs don't have. I mean, this also has return home. This has fixed point circling. This has follow me. So I don't know. That might keep it right above the bugs, but they're both in my first place mark. They both got the #1 spot. Right below that's Phantom. My JJRC that the arms pop off of it. That's the Wind Eater. My Hubsan X4, my tiny Hubsan X4. Hella portable, take that anywhere. Doesn't take up much space. Excellent flyer, excellent camera on it. My Parrot Bebop, I mean that's kind of my top 5, my top ones right there. And I have tons of drones. I mean your Striker and your SEMA X5, the X5 clones, those are good drones. They're fun to fly. They're definitely beaters, durable beaters. The Aosenma, if it crashes from extreme height, it's probably going to break. The bugs, if it crashes from extreme height, just tell them by the outside of it, it might not break. Don't quote me on that, but the outside almost feels like a Duraflex, like the Sky Viper used. That was my first drone, and I crashed the heck out of it. Never broke none. The material they use on that drone feels similar to this. Also, that Radio Shack drone that I used, the bugged out eyes ones from Radio Shack that I said kind of seem like Duraflex. It seems like a tougher plastic that they're not just using shell plastic, if that makes any sense. And on the Aosenma, it seems like they use shell plastic, where it's not a really sturdy material. So, fair shake all around, guys. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor, click that subscribe button. I got lots more coming out. I got lots of video, lots of footage and whatnot. If you are on Facebook and you're not on Drone Days, you're missing out. Click the link down below. Click Drone Days. Click join. I'll accept you. You can post your drones there. Bragging camp. You can show what you're flying. You can show your footage and whatnot. And if you like grounded RCs, RC mobiles on the ground, RC trucks, truggies, cars, and whatnot, I'm gonna put that link down at the bottom too. Grounded RCs I run. I like to play with grounded RCs. Definitely like being in the air a little bit more. But when it's super windy, bam, 1, 2, 3, auto land. Bugs don't have that either. I don't know. Aosenma is still above, but it's real close with the bugs. I'm J Drone, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and have a wonderful day.